This is one of the most exciting archaeological findings of all time. It is the earliest text in history to reference Israel, and it's more than 3,000 years old. Here is the story. The year is 1896. The place is Egypt, in the ancient city of Thebes. A British Egyptologist named Flinders Petrie was excavating at the temple of the pharaoh Merneptah. In this corner, he found a large black granite slab with an inscription. It's known as a stele. On the top side was an inscription written by an earlier pharaoh, Amenhotep III. It was clear that Merneptah had looted the stele from Amenhotep III's temple. Petrie dug underneath. He found another inscription, this one by Merneptah. Petrie called over his colleague Wilhelm Spiegelberg, a German Egyptologist. Spiegelberg crawled into the space. He copied the hieroglyphs and translated them. Most of the text deals with Merneptah's military campaign against Libya. The pharaoh is boasting of his victories. The last 3 lines deal with a separate campaign in Canaan.
So here we are in the Egyptian Museum. This is the Merneptah stele. I've done a lot of digging and found a lot of things. But if I found something like this 10.5-foot inscription, I would freak out because, I mean, look at this thing. Can you imagine? 10.5-foot stele covered with an inscription on both sides. So on this side is the most famous name found in this entire inscription, which is right down here, the name Israel. It's agreed upon that this says Israel, and this is the earliest mention of the name Israel found outside of the Bible. The inscription of Merneptah dates to around 1210 BC. The inscription describes who Merneptah and his army fought with in Canaan. The translation reads, Canaan is plundered, Ashkelon is conquered, Gezer is seized, Yanoam is made non-existent, Israel is laid waste. Ashkelon, Gezer, and Yanoam are followed by the city-state symbol. These 3 city-states were ruled by kings. There is no city-state symbol shown for the name Israel. Instead, the symbol for a foreign people is shown. This means that in 1210 BC, Israel is described as a people that has not yet formed into a nation and therefore is without a king. According to biblical chronology, the date 1210 BC falls in the Judges period, where we find in the book of Judges this repeating phrase, in those days Israel had no king.
This is the earliest mention of Israel in any ancient text. It's from around the year 1208 BCE. It's the first time that the name Israel appears outside the Bible, and it is the only mention of Israel from ancient Egypt. The hieroglyphs indicate that Israel is the name of a people, not a place. Think about that. The first ever mention of the people of Israel was that they were annihilated.